There is so much to talk about this week. Hi guys, thanks for joining me here. I'm Dorothy. I'm a professional astrologer and my website is nhastrologer.com. This week, November 18th to the 24th, we have Mercury stationing to go direct, Mars changes signs, Venus-Jupiter conjunct at the Galactic Center, and a whole bunch of other things. I'm going to tell you what all that means because I know that's all astrologies, and I'm going to interpret that for you and give you that bigger picture of how we will use these energies throughout the week. So that's what I'm going to do just in a moment. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming back. Today, let's get started. And I do want you to know this forecast is on my website, nhastrologer.com. You can go and read it there. There's always more information in the written forecast, additional information, because when I talk, I don't read word for word what I write. So sometimes I forget to talk about stuff that's in here. And sometimes here I come up with stuff I don't write in there. So make sure you do both. Get on my newsletter email list and you'll be informed when all of these things happen. I know that's the old-fashioned way to do things, but hey, I'm not 20. Anyways, let's get started. On Monday the 18th, this is one of the easier days of the week, even though the moon in Leo is making some difficult aspects. We might feel like that we're not able to be as creative as we want to be. It might feel like one of those stereotypical Mondays where a lot doesn't feel right, where we can't get things done, but Mars at the final degrees of Sagittarius today is enough to light a fire under us to get things moving so we're able to expand. So there's a push-pull kind of day, a day where we feel kind of really fixed but also energized at the same time. You choose which energy you want to work with because this is all about how we stay in our center and use the energies that are present. Moving on to Tuesday, because the big news on Tuesday, of course, is Mars enters his sign of Scorpio. He's the co-ruler of Scorpio, the ruler in traditional astrology. And so, boy, we've already had a ton of Scorpio stuff already. Back early October, Venus was moving through there. The sun is currently moving through there. We had a full moon, the new moon there. And we also now have Mars moving through. Mars is moving through, and I'll address this throughout the coming weeks. It's going to move through where Mercury has been retrograde, not quite yet. So pay attention to where Mercury is stationing right now in your chart, because Mars will come along and activate that in the near future. Follow along and subscribe, and I will let you know when that happens. And so that's what Tuesday is about. Mars in Scorpio is helping us to take a little more of a deep dive while Mercury is stopping in its tracks to go direct on Wednesday, the 20th. So moving on to Wednesday, the 20th, that's at Mercury stations at 11 degrees of Scorpio, 2:12 in the afternoon on the east coast of the U.S. And so what that represents is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so 19, 20, 21 of November, are days where there is not always a lot of movement. These are the days, personally, I feel that that Mercury creates most of it's what it's known for when it's retrograde and what people want to causing trouble. Mercury in Scorpio is already bringing up a lot of deep, intense feelings and things that we really need to heal. And the way to use this energy, especially if you're into any of the metaphysical fields, shamanic practices are really one that aligns perfectly well with Scorpio energy, because the shamanic practitioners, are great at taking you into the underworld and then bringing you out with new information or with things that you need to heal. And that's what this whole period has been about, but we're not done yet, because Mars will not leave Scorpio until, I think it's January 4th. So we've had from October 6th, I think I'm off a little bit, somewhere in there, October 6th to January 4th, there's been an inner planet moving through the sign of Scorpio, which is big. And Mercury, of course, taking 3 times the amount of time it usually does to move through a sign in Scorpio. So we've had a lot of things coming to the surface. A lot of things that need to come up to be transformed and changed. It has been quite a trip for a lot of people. And if you understand what it is you're working on, this is very helpful. If you don't, it's not very helpful, and it feels like, you know, things just keep getting piled on us deeper and deeper. So reach out to me if you need some assistance with that. That's what my profession is. All right. So that's how we're feeling with the Mercury stationing on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And again, he's officially direct on Wednesday at 2:12 p.m. East Coast. So we can at least know he's facing forward. And this is also on Wednesday and Thursday, the final days that the sun is in the sign of Scorpio as well. So that in turn as well brings up more stuff, brings more up to the surface. Like I said, we have a lot of Scorpio bringing things up. So we need to do our psychological work. All right, let's move on. What's next? Friday, yay, the sun enters the sign of Sagittarius, and it's just about 10 a.m. here on the East Coast. All right, so now we're going to feel like we need some freedom after all that Scorpio stuff. We're going to feel like we really need to expand and to grow and to really step out of what has been feeling so heavy. With that sun in Sag, we're going to try and shake off some of the seriousness of that Scorpio energy and get out there and feel a little more lighthearted. This is something that we're really looking forward to. This is very important. It's always Sagittarius, it's always after Scorpio. But again, we don't typically have all of these activity in Scorpio at the same time. So when the sun does move into Sag on Friday, we're going to feel a sense of relief and like we can at least move a little bit in some area in our life. And here, the moon, on this day, the moon also enters the sign of Libra, so that can help us feel like a little more harmonious and a little more in alignment with what we need and what our partners need at this point in time. I know that's like whole off subject of everything we've talked about so far, but it's nice when the moon's in Libra after all of these somewhat more difficult aspects that we've had going on. On Saturday, the 23rd, the moon in Libra. Let's continue on with being harmonious, interacting with others in a fair and balanced way. That's what Saturday has a lot to do with. We're going to move on now to Sunday, the 24th. There's a ton of stuff to unpack in this one. And let's get started. Early in the morning, the moon enters Scorpio. So now we have the moon in Scorpio in her balsamic lunar phase. This period of reflection is deep. We also have the moon in Scorpio. He's making, I'm going to read this, a conjunction to Mars. He's opposite Uranus, and he is conjunct Mercury. That's what happens throughout the day. This represents taking action and speaking up where we need to speak up. We also have Mars and Uranus in an opposition today, and that's around noon on the East Coast. And with this energy, Mars is currently at the position of the new moon that we had on October 27. So look back to what you initiated with that new moon on October 27, and then go, and today on the 24th, we're going to be able to find some ways to take some steps and take some action towards those goals that we set. Now, we might be feeling it on Friday and Saturday as well, because whenever I give you the exact dates, that's the apex of the aspect. So that means we're feeling it applying before those dates. So make sure you pay attention to what's going on Sunday in regards to what you set goals for on October 27. Now, the final energy of the 24th, and this is something we'll talk about, and I may just do a couple of daily quick videos when we get into some of these things, because this is a lot of information for 1 week, and so I know it gets overwhelming sometimes, but you can come back and listen again and just make a mark of where you stopped listening. So on Sunday, early in the morning, Venus, Jupiter make their conjunction at 28 degrees of Sagittarius at the Galactic Center, which is approximately 27 Sagittarius. So what is the Galactic Center? What it represents is that divine consciousness. And there's energy that emanates from that position in our galaxy, and it bathes the whole solar system. So of course it comes down and radiates on us. And this is energy, divine consciousness, that's helping us to heal the planet, or helping us individually to heal ourselves and to bring ourselves to a place that we've not been before. And we've had outer planets transiting that area over the last decade. But what we have right now with Jupiter there, it happens every 12 years, but we don't always have a conjunction of two planets there. So two planets at the same time, at that same degree. So this is very special, and these are the two benefic planets. And so we have a big opportunity here, while all that other stuff is going on that I've already talked about. We have a big opportunity here to really sit down, meditate, and connect with that divine consciousness, to feel what it is that you love, what it is that you value, and what you want to share with the world, how you want to educate others, and not even in a formal education, but just really share your information, share your message. And this is a wonderful opportunity to do that. So you may feel inspired without sitting down and meditating, but if you don't, spend some time Saturday night into Sunday and do that. Meditate. Find some quiet time, whatever meditate means to you, even if it's walking in the beach, walking in the woods, whatever. Find that time to really connect with that divine consciousness of yourself, and then you're going to be able to bring that forward into your reality. And this is what we really want to do with this Sagittarius energy. All right? I'm going to leave you with that. You know how to find me, nhastrologer.com, and I'd love to read your comments below. And I'll see you again next time. Blessings. Namaste.